What are we fighting for, brothers? We're fighting for a righteous world. In 13, we're fighting for a world of total righteousness. We're fighting for where we're going to be exalted, where we're going to be lauded, where we're going to be praised as the people of the Most High, as the Israelites, as the elect of the nation of Israel. Think about that, man. The elect of the nation of Israel, part of the 144,000. Think about that. Huh? That alone should inspire you. There's even a song, man. Oh, when the saints come marching in. We're those saints that's going to come marching in. Oh, I want to be in that number. We're in that number. We believe that according to faith. Come on, brothers.
Blessed are the poor in spirit, for theirs is the kingdom of heaven. Blessed are they that mourn, for they shall be comforted. Blessed are the meek, for they shall inherit the earth. Blessed are they which do hunger and thirst after righteousness, for they shall be filled. Blessed are the merciful, for they shall obtain mercy. Blessed are the pure in heart, for they shall see God. Blessed are the peacemakers, for they shall be called the children of God. Blessed are they which are persecuted for righteousness' sake, for theirs is the kingdom of heaven. Lay not up for yourselves treasures upon earth, where moth and rust doth corrupt, and where thieves break through and steal. But lay up for yourselves treasures in heaven, where neither moth nor rust doth corrupt, and where thieves do not break through nor steal. For where your treasure is, there will your heart be also.
All right, you guys are cool.
All right. Yeah, first and foremost, we love y'all praises and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yabashai, Bahashem, Wikakodash, and Domo Sapasa Ezra GMS. And citation to your brother, push word of truth and sincere four corners. The GMS may say, Miguel, I'm letting your brother have it.
All right, so what we're going to go into today, the C hip is here. He calls it all. All right, and what we see happening real time, the devil already has, this system in effect, is up and running in different parts of the world. You look at the planet Earth, the devil already has, people that's, he already has countries, that's digital, with China and India, and he has, certain countries that's already using, all right, the micro C hip for everyday use. All right, it has become casual. This technology has become casual in these other nations already. Okay, because the devil, he's setting this thing up in stages. So all the countries that are more already persuaded, with this tech and trust their government, well, he's able to issue, this technology and have this thing in place. Because Esau, when he pulls things off, he likes to do what he calls a pilot run, to where he does a trial and error on a small scale, and then he scales it out. So he has these things already up and running. The C-HIP, the microchip, the MOTB system. Now he just got to scale it out globally because it's already functioning in different parts of the world. Now it's just about him scaling this thing out globally, man. And we know that it's only going to take, a few events, to really shake things up for the devil, to put people in a position to where he can present this C-HIP, as a fix-all. So we want to get this one precept, and then we got a video Did y'all brother have anything before we? So we'll get this in the book of Ezekiel. All right, but you can read that Ezekiel 12 and hold on. So yeah, read Ezekiel 12 and 22, bro.
This book of Ezekiel, chapter 12, starting verse 22. It says, Son of man, what is the proverb that ye have in the land of Israel, saying, the days are prolonged, and every vision faileth?
Yep. So when you look amongst our people, and this is addressed to Israelite, and the way that they react to this word as if, this word has no power, as if this word is just that what it is, just words. They look at it just something that we're saying. You know, Esau, he writes everything off as conspiracy. So people look at what we're saying. Our people look at what we're saying, and it's just like, these niggas just with another conspiracy. You know, they niggas been saying that these niggas barbershop talking, da da whatever. Okay, so amongst Jake, what we're saying, you know, that's what it is. It's just something we're saying. Okay, but verse 23, read it.
Verse 23. Tell them, therefore, thus saith the Lord, Yahweh Bahashim Yahweh Shai power, I will make this proverb to cease, and they shall no more they shall no more use it as a proverb in the land of Israel, but say unto them, the days are at hand, and the effect of every vision.
So now, what we're beginning to see more and more is the effect of every vision. You see, it's
Hey,
transitioning from us just speaking about it. You finna say something,
still
bro?
out. I can't hear
Somebody
nothing.
say something?
Yeah, hey, I can't hear nothing, bro.
You can't hear nothing? Can y'all other
No,
brothers hear?
I can hear you, but I ain't hear not at all.
I can hear,
Yeah, I
but
can hear everything.
I'm finna check the live stream. Go ahead.
Yeah,
You good, Yum Yacht? Okay. It might just went out on your end, bro. Everybody else said they were good.
yeah.
Okay. But yeah,
Li-
you can read it
Live
again.
stream
It
pretty
might
good
just
too,
went
bro.
out on your end, bro. Everybody else said they were good. Yeah, it might just glitched on your end, bro. But you can read it
No,
again, and we'll go into the water, bro.
Con, con. This Ezekiel chapter 12, verse 23 again. It says, Tell them, therefore, thus saith the Lord, Yahweh Bahashim Yahweh Shai power, I will make this proverb to cease, and they shall no more use it as a proverb in the land of Israel, but say unto them, the days are at hand, and the effect of every vision.
Yeah. So what we're seeing now is going from just words that we're saying to now is reality. Okay, because apostles and elders have been speaking about the MOTB for decades, but now people have it in them. You see, there was a time when no one had it, and they were speaking on it. But now we're in a time that as we speak these things, they're beginning to become reality, man. Just like you always go into a thousand one. You always go into how the apostles, been speaking about Iran, for decades, and now that's all you hear in the news is Iran, Iran, Iran. But they've been
huh?
speaking about that, if you want to speak on that, bro, but they've been speaking about that for decades, bro. If you want to speak on it, I know you always bring it up.
Okay, like say when I first got into the stream, they were talking about that. The brothers like when they go in Iran and talk about the MOTB in Iran, and the possible been talking said it for years, said about talking about this for years, and now that's what they doing. They doing exactly the
Con,
possible
bro.
talking about.
Con. That show you the power of the Lord. You know,
Right.
because that wouldn't even Iran wasn't even on the news then. Correct me if I'm wrong, bro. But Iran wasn't even on the news like that.
No.
You know, but shows you that prophecy controls everything, man. You know, so as we speak in prophecy, man, we're speaking in future tense of the Lord's will in the earth, man. So now that we're seeing that this MOTB technology is becoming a casual thing, well, it's just the words of the Lord, all right, coming to pass, man. So let's get this video. Unless y'all brothers had something before I got the video. Y'all good. Come, so we'll get this video, we'll let it play. And this what we got going on, you know, throughout the world, you know. And I say this ultimately, this devil wants everybody to have this in them, you know. He wants to depopulate a lot of people, you know, so he wants to bring civil unrest and chaos, okay. But his end game is to have people with this technology in them, okay. So what we're seeing this man doing is do these pilot runs in these other nations, okay, before he scales this thing out globally. So let's play this. Uh,
In Sweden, a woman waves her hand over a scanner and boards the train. No ticket, no phone, no wallet, just her hand. Inside it, a microchip. She's one of thousands who've made this choice. What started in one country is now spreading across the globe. And the Bible warned us this was coming. Most people think the mark of the beast is something far off in the future, something that will happen during obvious end times, something we'll see coming from miles away. They're wrong. The technology isn't coming. It's already here. And it's not being forced on people. They're lining up to get it. We're talking about subcutaneous microchips, devices the size of a grain of rice, inserted just beneath the skin, usually between the thumb and index finger. A quick injection, less painful than a vaccine, and it's done. Permanent, always with you. These chips do what used to require a wallet full of cards. They unlock office buildings, start your car, log you into your computer, store your medical records, and most importantly, they let you buy and sell. Over 50,000 people worldwide have already accepted these implants. That number grows every month. Tech companies are promoting them. Hospitals are using them. Governments are testing them on their own employees. This isn't a conspiracy theory. This is documented reality. The company Biohacks International has implanted thousands. 3 Square Market in Wisconsin made headlines when they chipped their workers. In Germany, entire corporations have adopted the system. In Belgium, government offices are running pilot programs. But here's what makes this different from every other technology humans have invented. This one goes inside you. Your phone can be turned off. Your credit card can be left at home. Your laptop can be shut down. But a chip under your skin, that's with you when you sleep, when you shower, when you pray. It becomes part of your body. And that's exactly what makes it so dangerous from a prophetic standpoint. Because Revelation 13 doesn't talk about a device you carry. It talks about a mark you receive on your right hand or on your forehead. A mark that determines whether you can participate in society, whether you can buy food, sell your labor, survive. For centuries, people read those verses and wondered how such a system could ever work. How could one man control all commerce on earth? How could anyone enforce a rule that says no one buys or sells without his mark? They wondered because the technology didn't exist. Now it does. The infrastructure is being built right now, not in secret underground labs, not in some hidden government facility, out in the open, in shopping malls, office buildings, hospitals, train stations, and people are accepting it willingly. They see the convenience, the security, the speed. They don't see the structure being built beneath it all. A structure that could very easily become the system Revelation warned about. Now, Before we go further, we need to be clear about something, but these chips are doing something equally dangerous. They're normalizing the concept, training an entire generation to think it's normal for technology to be inside the human body, building the exact infrastructure the mark will need, creating a world where buying and selling are controlled by a mark in your hand. The foundation is being laid, and most people have no idea what they're preparing for. Let's look at where this all started. Sweden deliberately, and they became the testing ground for something the entire world is now copying. It started in 2015. A company called Biohacks International, led by a former body piercer named Johan Osterlund, began offering microchip implants to Swedish citizens, not as a medical necessity, not as a government requirement, as a lifestyle upgrade. Osterlund's pitch was simple and appealing. An implant is just an extension of the body. It's no different than wearing a smartwatch, except you can't lose it. And Sweden listened. Within a few years, thousands of Swedes had the chip injected into their hands. They used it to enter their workplaces without badges, board trains without tickets, pay for coffee without wallets, even unlock their homes without keys. The technology itself is straightforward. It's an RFID or NFC chip, the same type used in contactless credit cards, encased in biocompatible glass. No battery needed. It only activates when it comes near a reader. Then it transmits a unique code, a digital signature that identifies you. Small, simple, effective. But Sweden's embrace of this technology wasn't random. It fit perfectly into a larger plan already underway. Sweden has been working for years to become the world's first completely cashless society. Their central bank, the Riksbank, has published reports stating that physical money will disappear. Economist Niklas Arvidsson from the Royal Institute of Technology in Stockholm said it plainly: Sweden will probably be the first country in the world to completely eliminate cash. The microchip fits that vision perfectly. Better than credit cards, better than phones, because cards can be stolen and phones can die. But a chip under your skin, that's always with you, always ready, always connected to the system. Swedish banks noticed, retailers noticed, and quietly, the infrastructure began changing to accommodate chip users. More readers installed, more systems upgraded, more businesses accept payment by hand wave instead of card swipe. But the chips did more than replace wallets. They began replacing identity itself. Swedish officials started seeing potential beyond just payments. The chip could store medical information, emergency contacts, blood type, allergies. In a crisis, paramedics could scan your hand and instantly know how to treat you. It could grant access to secure buildings. Government offices began testing the system. Wave your hand, the door unlocks. No badges to forget, no cards to clone. It could verify you are who you claim to be. More reliable than a password, harder to fake than an ID card. Suddenly, the chip wasn't just about convenience anymore. It was about control, not forced control, voluntary control. The kind people choose because it makes their lives easier. And that's the genius of how this is being implemented. No one is down and forcing chips into their hands. They're choosing it, standing in line for it, paying for it themselves. Some even throw chipping parties where groups of friends get implanted together like it's a social event. Why would they resist? Sweden is a nation built on trust.
Yeah, and that's pretty much the gist of it. So matter of fact, let me put this video in the comment. It got some more pretty good info on it, the whole video. But we're gonna deal with that part because that's the main concept. That this technology is already up and running. So the devil already has it. So let me put this on the comment board. But all right, that the devil just got it. He got this set up and he's getting intel to and data, on how it works on a small scale, so he can scale it out globally. So he's operating this thing, got it functioning. Getting you know the kinks worked out. You know, while it's small, and then he wants to scale it out globally, man. So y'all brothers got any precept, any points y'all wanted to make? I know brother wanted
In Revelation.
Revelation 13.
I wanted to make a point real quick
You got it, bro.
because it had mentioned about about this chip being an access, and the guy Charles A. Walton, he was had made a patent pretty much that he pretty much did the patent with the RFID to where they set it up and it could charge itself by saying the heat of a person's body and everything. And he found out that the best place to put it to receive that heat to keep it charged was going to be in the hand or the forehead. But when I put a chat, it goes and
What his
said
name was, bro?
his name was Charles Walton. Brothers done did videos on him in the past and
Okay.
everything. He's the one that was speaking, and then had the I think he was Spanish interpreter that because he I guess however the language was going out to the audience, but he was just explaining how this became. He realized the mark of the beast according to the Bible because he was pretty much atheist until he started working on this project and noticed that this is what was in the Bible. I'll put a link of the video for brothers to see it. But he goes into it says that in the late 1960s and 1970s, Walton developed and patented some of the first practical RFID system, especially for access control. And that's why I want to speak on the access and control, because when you go into access, it's pretty much like an entryway, you know. And then when you say control pretty much goes into power influence. It says direct people behavior, the course of events. So this MOTB, when you bow the knee and take that, you're giving this devil access and control of your life and how you're going to be able to function in his society, man. And that's going to be the downfall for a lot of people, man, because you basically giving reverence and bowing the knee and saying, you're my power now. And people don't realize how serious this is, man. This is a serious matter when it comes to biblical prophecies and the way Yahabashim Yahshai, when people are going to bow down and take that charagma. And like brother was talking about before we started the live, it's going to be first just offered. They're going to, continually tell you the benefits of it, how it's going to help simplify your life and everything. But once that wave is over with, then it's going to start getting violent, man. They're going to start, bringing a sword and pressuring people to take their charagma, man. Like when the jab came along, first they just offered it, be like, you just come on and get it. But then they started putting that squeeze, telling you you're not going to be able to work. You're not going to be able to do this and that. So it's going to be the same thing with this charagma, man, this RFID when they implement it. It's going to start out mild, but it's going to start getting violent and treacherous, man. But that's all I got, bro.
Come, bro. Nah, beautifully said, bro. Beautifully said, bro. So let's go here. So you can read that with Revelation 13. Start at 16, bro.
Come, bro. I got two words in there too. When we get around to it, I want you to pull up in the Greek. This is Revelation 13,
Okay, come.
chapter 13, starting at verse 16. It says, "And he causes all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads, and that no man might buy or sell, save he
Yeah.
that
So
had."
the brother, yeah, Salah. Yeah, so the brother just went into how this guy Charles Walton, which put the patent on the RFID microchip that they came up because they did studies to see, what part of the body you know, maintains a certain heat, you know, because that's what charges the RFID chip is the heat from the body, you know. So the best place to put it, you know, for it to charge itself was the right hand, was the hand or the forehead, you know. And you look at it today when people check their temperature, where they check their temperature in their forehead for the most part, in their hand, you know. So this technology, okay, because this prophecy was written, so the technology was customized to fulfill this prophecy, man. Okay, the technology, and then even the digital banking, okay, but then the way the body made, like the technology was created to fulfill prophecy, man. You know, but you got it, bro.
Come on, bro. Can you get that word receive in the blue letter just to back up Priest Lamont? What he was going into about
Bro.
basically when you get this, that's basically gonna be you bowing down the knee to Esau Edom. You know, his in this beast system. If I'm not mistaken, bro, I think it's like number 4C or something like that, going into basically to give over to one's care, you know, to commit, you know, I mean to entrust or commit, or to basically you giving yourself over. You're
Okay.
you're bowing that knee over to Esau Edom. You got some, bro?
Now I found it. Let's see.
Strong's G 1325. Didomi. Didomi.
Yep.
Con.
So you're going into it says to give one to someone, to follow him as a leader or master, to give one to someone to care for his interest. You can expound on it, bro. You got it.
Gun. That was going into what the brother, what Priest of mine was just getting into. Meaning you're giving yourself over, and you're calling him you basically calling this devil. You calling Esau Edom your master, and you're gonna follow him. And that's why that's the ultimate betrayal to Yahweh Shema Shai, because Yahweh Shema Shai is our master. They are our leaders. You know, you basically switching over. You know, and once you get this, you're entrusting Esau, and then it also goes into to give one to someone, into someone to give one to someone to care for his interests. You're giving yourself over for the interests of Esau Edom and his beast system, you know. So that's the ultimate. Like I said, that goes into the ultimate betrayal. But that was just to back up, you know, Priest Lamont. Well, he was going into about when you get this, that's ultimately you bowing down the knee to Esau Edom.
If I may add real quick.
Come on, bro. Yeah, that's a heavy definition. Now you got it, bro.
Yeah, so it's still like for our people that take this, it's like they telling Esau to have his way with them, you know, still committing that spiritual
Mm-hmm.
adultery.
Con.
Come on, bro. It's like that woman that being the woman that's not crying out, you
Mm-hmm.
know, and letting this Esau just go all inside of him, man. You know, so this is the biggest form of spiritual adultery, you know, spiritual fornication. Um, you going to get the rest of that, and then Revelation in
Con, bro,
17.
cause you just said it's like letting a woman go, and it's like that woman not crying out, allowing that man to basically impale himself in her, which goes into the next verse 17. It says, "And that no man might buy or sell, save he that had the mark, or the name of the beast, or the number of his name." And can you get that word mark, Baba Kasha, and then get it in the we'll get it in the and we'll get it in Mark, and then we'll get that root word going into Karax. Because this is a cut on, you know, the other those other idiots out there, as I call it, try to say that this
Strong's G 5480. Charagma.
Charagma.
No, you got it, bro.
It's going into charagma. It says a stamp, an imprint, a mark stamped on the forehead or the right hand as a badge of the followers of the anti-Hamashiach. It says thing that is craved, sculpture, or graven work or idolatrous images. So this is something that is going to be basically put in you. This is not something that's spiritual. Can you get that root word, bro? For the same thing for this one.
Come, I got you, bro.
Cause this is going, it's going, and we're what we're doing now through the spirit of how about Shema Shai is breaking this down and showing you exactly what it is. Cause the apostle even said, like, how much more evidence do you need? All right, this is that word karax here. It says a pale or stake. So this devil is going to impale the stake this device into you. Going to, just like Zaquan was saying, that's why it's the ultimate betrayal. Is that woman not crying out, allowing another man, this devil, to impale himself into you, and that's what he's doing. When you watching the video and you see that this white almost look like a syringe, that's what that's the karax. That he's impaling his device into you, and that's how we know that this is a physical mark. Ultimately through the grace and spirit and power of Yahweh Shema Shai. But just like our apostle tell us, it's important to break down these words and look up these words to see exactly what the spirit is telling us. So that's how this ultimately, that's long story short, that's how we know that this is the MOTB.
Come, bro. And real quick, I just looked it up. Let me pull this up real quick. And if any brother got in the pre-show, just let me know. We'll get it out the I just want to show this real quick for imprint though, because I heard Apostle Gabar going into this earlier. So you said I just asked Google, just real quick, Google, can the imprint mean putting in RFID? And it says yes. In business logistics or technical context, imprint can absolutely mean the process of applying, embedding, or encoding, all right, an RFID radio frequency identification tag or label onto an item. So they already, have, all right, this RFID technology, linked with imprint, which is the correct. You see? Yeah, man. So the devil, he's everything coming out to the open. The devil searched out, and there's no doubt that the MOTB is talking about the RFID technology, man. Okay. This man's micro technology, that he wants to implant or impale into people, just as the brother was getting into. But the brother had a precept.
Baba Kasha.
What you got, bro?
Hey, I just when you got that definition imprint, when you ask the AI, go back to Google real quick and type in physical imprint definition. It's gonna just tie right into it.
You said physical imprint definition?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I got you, bro. Physical imprint. So let's go here. So this is the Google lookup just for physical imprint definition. So when you go to physical imprint, it says a physical imprint is a visible mark, impression, or identification left on a surface by pressing or stamping one object onto another. It represents tangible, lasting result of a physical contact of force.
Yeah. So yeah, that what I had some, but it tied into it, like it went into that tangible mark. So yeah, so this is gonna be really, how these different camps, they go into like things like it's spiritual and all that, but this right here is really gonna be a physical indentation that's going to be put inside of you. Yep. Beneath the skin.
Let me see. Man, I'm gonna look for what precept you want. I'm gonna look for some more stuff.
All right, cut. Real quick, because as the brother was getting into like the apostles was going into like the Iran thing, but the apostles always going into like this mark being the RFID, you know. So Baba Kashai get Habakkuk 2 and 3. See, because we in that time now. Like, yeah, we are literally in a time where it really ain't no secret, man. Like like how could being in this time, how can you continue to say that is something other than really what it is?
You got it, bro. The Habakkuk 2 and 3 for the brother.
This is the book of Habakkuk chapter 2, verses 2 and 3. It says, "And the Lord Yahweh answered me and said, write the vision and make it plain upon tables, that it's like that he may run that readeth it.
Verse 3.
For the vision is yet for an appointed time, but at the end it shall speak and not lie. Though it tarry, wait for it, because it will surely come and will not tarry."
Yeah, because it was
Like, it will not tarry.
Yeah, it was a point in time where you could really just like, the world can really just understand that that there was gonna be some actually or man linked with machine or whatnot, linked with this intelligence or artificial intelligence. But here it is, the closer we get to the end times, information is coming out more, and this devil, his technology is getting more sophisticated. So here it is. We in the times where brothers went into like that nanotechnology. All this linked to what is coming to, it's going to basically go into that grain of rice being implemented into this under the hand or in the forehead, man. So all this is coming. It seemed like it was taking a while, but the Lord, He's speeding up the times, because a prophecy must take place. And it ain't taking long for this, and we're not that far off. We're not that far off from this thing being mandatory, man.
Come on, bro. Cause you look at it, man. It don't take much for these devils to start putting, these chip readers, in these stores. And that's why these devils are causing a lot of these small businesses to close, because he only want, these big corporations to be in business, because it'd be easier to centralize, the data just coming from a few big businesses, man. So this devil is constantly chipping away at this economy. He's constantly building data centers, more cameras and surveillance. So he's throwing this infrastructure up. It's gonna come to a time where he's just gonna say the hell with it, man, and start implementing this thing, man. Start onboarding people, to this C-HIP, man, to this RFID technology, man. Any other brother has something?
Yeah, brother.
Can I get Deuteronomy? So like, you get yours, bro.
No, you go ahead, bro. You go ahead, bro. Mine basically the same thing. Habakkuk 4 and 5. That's all I want. That's all I want. But you go ahead and do yours, bro.
Okay, come. Deuteronomy chapter 15, verses 16 and 17 in the NLT.
You said Deuteronomy, what chapter, bro?
15, verses 16 and 17.
Okay.
And basically just going into this is how people going to do, man. When this is basically going into, Hebrew Israelites who were servants unto, other Israelites. But, but when they work off their years, they had a choice to make. You know, but this is pretty much the same concept that's going to be with people today that's going to have to go through this hour of temptation.
You
This
got
is
it, bro.
Deuteronomy chapter 15, starting in verse 16. And it shall be, if he say unto thee, I will not go away from thee, because he loves thee, in thine house, because he is well with thee.
Keep going, bro. Read 17.
Verse 17. Then thou shalt take an awl and thrust it through the ear unto the door, and he shall be thy servant forever. And also unto thy maidservant thou shalt do likewise.
Right. So, when this devil actually implement this MOTB, and people choose not to restrain themselves from taking it and trusting the Lord, man, they're saying that they love this devil and they don't want to leave his house. So they're gonna, let this devil put that digital all in them, man, saying that they're willing to be his slave forever. They're willing to, you know, um, give reverence unto him, as their master, their savior, or whatever the case may be. But ultimately, they're giving power over themselves to this devil, man. Because this is what it's gonna be, a sign of their goya, their slaves, man, by way of taking their digital you know. But that ultimately is gonna lead to the people's demise according to Revelation the 14th chapter. But that's all I got, bro.
Come, bro. Because if there's people, when you do that, you're telling Esau, I want to be your slave forever. I don't want to go free. I'm cool with
Mm-hmm.
my captivity. That's what people are getting ready to say is, look, I'm cool with my master. I'm good. you know, and that's gonna be very offensive to Yahweh Shai. And that's why he gonna smoke Jake. That's why Jake gonna get the full brunt of the Lord's wrath, which is them nukes. You take this, man. You know, and your other brother has some.
Yeah,
I
hey,
got
bro.
one. Yeah, you said
Let
you
me get.
got one. You want to have oh,
No, I changed mine, bro. Give me Revelation
okay,
three
come
and
what you got, bro.
Revelation 3 and 10.
Okay,
Yeah,
come.
because this gonna be tested. This test gonna be for everybody. Hey, so everybody had to go through it.
This is Revelation chapter 3, verse 10.
come.
Because thou hast kept the word of my patience, I will also keep thee from the hour of temptation, which shall come upon all the world to try them that dwell upon the earth.
See? So everybody gonna be tested, man. He gonna try he gonna try to force every, everybody to take the MOTB, man. And if the scripture read earlier, if you take it, now if you don't take it, they're gonna put you to death. All right, you're not gonna be eat, buy. You're gonna be basically you're gonna be out of society. But this coming for everyone. All right, this come for everyone, and no one excluded. All right, everybody got to
Mhm.
either take it or don't take it. This comes for the whole world, man. But that's what Esau want to do. He want everybody to be under him. Like he the God. And that's it, bro. That's all I got, bro.
Come, bro. And your brother has some. I got one. Your brother ain't got none. So I got one. We can close it out on. And it's really tied into what you were just saying, Zaquan. Because ain't no excuse for you to know one thing about it. Nobody can't say that they didn't know. No Israelite can say that they didn't know what this technology was, man. Because it's been being preached for decades. And now it's being talked about every day. Every day is at least one brother going into the MOTB. I know it's more, but just for the sake of benefit, just it's at least one brother talking about the MOTB every day. So Jake take that mark, man. Ain't no excuse, ain't no cloak for it. So yeah, read that in Revelation 14 and 9 and 10, bro.
Con, this book of Revelation, chapter 14, starting at verse 9, it says, "And the third angel followed them, saying with a loud voice, If any man worship the beast and his image, and receive his mark in his forehead or in his hand, the same shall drink of the wine of the wrath of the Most High, which is poured out without mixture into a cup of his indignation, and he shall be tormented with fire and brimstone in the presence of the holy angels and in the presence of the Lamb."
So because if you worship this beast system already, if you, because people love this current situation, and the only complaints that people got is they just want to, a little more money, to fuck off in Babylon. Like that's really people's main complaint. Like people complain about how hard it is, but if you gave these same people complaining just a little more, so they can have a little more convenience and pleasure in Babylon, these people will be cool forever because they love this current situation. They do as thou wilt. The pleasure is very convenient, and you can all these great areas, and you got all this shopping and consumerism, and because see, one thing about this beast system, it make it to where people don't have to deal with you know the uh you know the process of growing food, of hunting, building houses. It's a whole system that do it for them, so they just get to kick it. you know so people love this system where they just get to kick it with this technology, man, and they want this forever. So people worship this system already. So when this devil present this device, and the only way for you to continue on in this system is to merge with this device. All right, we finna see a lot of people, merge with this technology, man. Because they worship this system, they love this current system, man. You know, but if you do that, you're going to drink the wine of the wrath of the Most High without mixture, man. Which means you're going to full of like all the anger that the Lord got pissed up, uh, all the anger that the Lord got pent up for this current age. He's going to unleash it in those nukes, man. Because that's going to be the climax of the Lord's anger. And if you get caught in that, man, you're going to feel all the anger that the Lord has, for this wicked society, man. You know, but that's it. So I guess we can end there. So let's go here. So yeah, that's the point. Lord will, you brothers, all right, and you sisters was edified once again. I want to give all praise and glory unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shah, Bahashem, Kakadash, and double honors unto the apostles and the elders of GMS who rule well, teach well, being great examples to us younger brothers, and peace and blessings. Salutation to the hopeful. Shalom.
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 Shalom, shalom.